Art coming at you from South by Southwest.
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Long live art.
Live music at the Sundance Music Cafe.
You're watching Mountain Dew Presents Music at thepalestra.com.
Welcome back to our Music at thepalestra.com's Blues Special. I'm Julie Garcia. After touring Memphis with musician Memphis Jones, we decided it was time to enroll in a crash course. For that, we turned to a noted blues scholar, University of Memphis musicologist Dr. David Evans. Before Evans set foot in a lecture hall, he was playing the music and influenced by his favorite blues musicians.
I started in 1962 guitar and singing, at first more or less trying to imitate my idols, Booker White, Son House, and people on records like Robert Johnson.
Dr. Evans says the story of the Delta region was told in the songs.
Part of it, of course, is the mythology of the South, but behind any mythology there's some truth. I mean, you've got moonshining and, pistol-toting folks and hard drinking, and then extreme religious fundamentalists, all side by side. The matchbox, hold my clothes.
And the story in the songs was often not a pretty one. Blues singers told of their hard-scrabble everyday lives.
In most of the history of the blues, that was poverty, rural poverty, urban poverty, discrimination, factors such as that, hard work, generally manual work, and in fields as domestic help, those kinds of things. And these conditions certainly created a lot of the tensions and difficulties that in personal relationships that form a lot of the subject matter of the blues.
The blues is a thoroughly American form of music, but having performed overseas many times himself, Dr. Evans says the audience is often bigger elsewhere.
I would say in some ways it's bigger in terms of popularity in Europe anyway than it is in the U.S., at least a little bit bigger.
Fortunately for us, our class with Evans didn't let out until he picked up his trusty old guitar.
Well, it's a really good quality guitar. Martin's always a well-respected brand, but I like a small guitar for blues because each string kind of has its own quality. They don't just blend into one big chord.
You might say it was second period in blues school for the Palestra when we arrived at the Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale, Mississippi. Shelley Ritter is the museum director. For the passionate Ritter, the museum is a place of honor for those from Mississippi who gave so much to our culture and received little in return.
Because these are some of the people that probably got the roughest deal just because of the times and the mindset that was in place when they grew up here, and they've done nothing but show goodwill and, give a tribute. They're a tribute to our state, and they deserve to be honored.
On the Delta, radio personality Early Wright brought the music to the people. Mr. Wright also made history of his own as the region's first black DJ.
He was the soul man on Saturday night, and then he played gospel music on Sunday. The nighttime is the right time to listen to WROX.
The museum houses what's left of Muddy Waters' humble home.
And this was all that was left standing, and ZZ Top sort of brought fame to it with their Muddywood tour, and they gave us a Muddywood guitar. It's inside the cabin. House of Blues took the cabin on tour when the Olympics came to Atlanta, so they helped us with a lot of the exhibits.
Ritter says the purpose of the museum is to remember that although many famous blues records were made elsewhere and produced by outsiders, the musicians grew up not far from our museum's front porch.
Even back in, Alan Lomax came to Clarksdale to record Muddy Waters. They knew stuff was going on here, and the Library of Congress shows up to document it. Sam Phillips in Memphis opened Sun Studio, and who did he record? Everybody from Arkansas and Mississippi.
But like Stax, Shelley, and the folks at the Delta Blues Museum are trying to instill the musical heritage in the area's youth through class.
Our youngest student has been 5, and our oldest has been 56. They are learning the blues in the traditional method, which is just, this is how you play it. They are not taught to read or score music the way that you or I might have been taught piano.
The classes must be going well. The students have been invited to play the Chicago Blues Festival the last 2 years. You can hear David Evans' traditional Delta blues music at myspace.com/Uncle David Evans. To plan your visit to the Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale, Mississippi, go to deltabluesmuseum.org. Coming up on Music at the Palestra.com's Blues Special, we traveled far and stood in the middle of history. Now we'll traverse the generations and find the blues alive and well, thank you.
You go and I go with you. You bet your night that I won't quit you. You know I'm going with you today.